Hello, and welcome to the Entirely Crafty podcast. As you can see, I'm in a little bit of a different area today. And I also have a guest. This is my friend Susie. And she and I have known each other for 4.5, maybe 5 years, I think.
I would say at least 5.
At least 5. And so we've been knitting together. We met kind of on Ravelry. And we did we do a knitting night at my restaurant every Monday night, and that's kind of how we met. And then we've just been friends ever since. So, what are you working on?
I am working on a Chevron cowl with hand spun. It is merino hand spun. The pattern is called the Chevron Delight Infinity Scarf by Louise Fitzpatrick. It's pretty easy, so once you get going, you can just continue, which is kind of nice for knit nights or whatever. If you're doing a lot of talking, you don't have to concentrate too hard.
I like patterns like that.
Yes. I'm liking how the colors came out. Actually, in the fiber braid, I wasn't sure about them, but I am liking how they are turning out.
And you Navajo applied that?
I did. Yes, this is all that I have left. So I'm going to knit till I run out. I've done a provisional cast on so that I can connect it to make an infinity scarf at the end. This is 2 skeins, 8 ounces of yarn.
That's awesome. That'll be a nice length, I think. You could probably wrap it twice, I think, almost.
I'm hoping, yeah.
You think you'll block it?
When I block it out, I think it'll definitely be.
Do you think you'll block it before you connect it, or just block it after?
I have learned from that mistake before. I have tried blocking an infinity cowl that had a twist in it. Yeah, it was very difficult.
Yeah.
So I think this time I'm going to block it first, and then I will graft it together. Yeah.
Good idea. For sure.
What are you working on?
I'm working on my hitchhiker. And let me just get this last stitch on because I'm at the end of the row. So this is my handspun that I was working on over the last week or so. And it is from Skeiny Dipping Yarn. And I believe her website is skainydipping.com. And so I have my handspun. And then I also have the matching sock yarn skein. So it's a little bit, there you can kind of see the colors. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to knit all of this until I'm done. Obviously, like, I'll end at a proper place on a tooth or whatever, right? But, and then once this is gone, then I'm going to use this to finish off to the 42 teeth. And then if I decide after, I might make more teeth than just the 42 teeth, because I'll have a lot of this left.
That would look good.
Yeah. Well, actually, like, Emily made on Instagram, she had one that she did like this, and hers is similar to mine, but she has like more pinks and stuff in her handspun. And oh my god, I about died when I saw it, and I'm like, I need to do this too.
Well, it's a good idea, because then you can get a nice size shawl.
Well, yeah, because, like, generally when you have handspun, especially if you only have 4 ounces, you might only get 300 yards.
Yeah.
Which is what I got out of this, right? I got 304 yards out of this. And I'm just like, I'm totally using the other skein.
Good idea.
But that was the plan anyways when I bought it. I was like, I'm going to buy this skein and then this skein because it matches this one. And I'm like, okay, so that's what I'll do. So I am at, I think I'm at 16 teeth now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, I'm just about done my 18th tooth.
Good job.
So, this is awesome project for knit nights and stuff too, because it's just, you basically, like, I count till I have 3 ridges, and then my next ridge is when I bind off.
That's a good idea.
And so I don't even need the pattern anymore.
I'm working on a hitchhiker myself, and I found to start I really had to make sure I knew which row I was on.
Yeah. Especially down here, because you could end up casting off on the wrong side
Yeah.
because it's so tiny, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I'm really enjoying this one. This is all the progress that I did yesterday.
Awesome.
Like,
good job.
So many teeth. I was so excited to cast it on. I think this skein was actually not quite dry.
Yeah.
It was like dry to the touch, but still a little cool. You know how it's cool when it's still
like,
a
is
little?
this cold or is it damp?
Yeah. It was still cool, but it was dry. So, and I mean, it's dry now, right? But I was like, I need to cast this on.
Yeah, I know how you feel. I have, I mean, with shawls especially, I go through Ravelry, I pick out a whole bunch of shawls that I have to start right now. I'll add them to my projects, not even just favorites, but I'll add them to my projects. And then I'll go through my stash and pick out yarn, and then I'll set it all aside, and then I'll cast on all of them. Mm-hmm. And then I don't touch them again for...
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I just really want them. And I really do love shawls. I think they're probably my most favorite thing to wear, because they're just that perfect accessory that you can match with whatever. They're a good size. You can use them as a scarf. You can put them in your jacket. You can, you know, anything.
I was going to put a jacket on before I came over here today. And I put my shawl on it as I was bringing my stuff out to the car. I'm like, I so do not need a jacket on.
It's nice.
Like, it's so nice.
Although yesterday, or even on Friday night, I thought, I was in here spinning and I thought, man, I'm tired. It must be like 10 something. I think I'm going to go to bed. And I looked at the clock, 7:30. It was pitch black outside.
Oh my god. Yeah, because it gets so dark so early.
And it makes you so tired.
Yeah, no kidding. Bad. Oh, man. Well, and you have a lot of light in this room, so it's easy to tell when it's dark out, right?
Yes.
Like, in my room, I have, on the only window that I have that, like, it's not really screening, but it's like the stuff that you, like, put on the windows for tinting.
Okay, yes.
It's like that. Because I didn't want to have a curtain, but I didn't want, like, blazing sun coming in, right? So I put this stuff on, and so at night it's darker in my room than it necessarily is outside,
right?
Because it is dark. It's dark tint. So, but yeah, I was like, the other night I think I was working on bags, and yeah, it was kind of dark, and I'm like, God, it must be like. I don't know what time I thought it was, but it wasn't that time either. And I understand what you mean, because it was just...
It's insane. It gets so dark so fast, and then when it's the other way, when you're waiting for it to get light, it seems to take forever.
Exactly. So I'll show a little bit more progress that I've had with other projects, because I'm not just working on that shawl. So I worked on my Voodoo You Let Me doll. This is where I was last time. Right here. So it kind of looks like his nose, but it's not. It's still not his nose. So we'll just take that off now. So it's kind of right here, and so I did all of the plain knitting rows and the decreases and stuff, and then I put on his eyes, and his eyes are the shattered eyes from Amy Eyes. Lucas did an awesome job on these eyes. Aren't they great? He hand paints them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
They're perfect.
Yeah. So I'm like, I got these ones, and I got orange ones, and I think blue ones in this color, in this like shattered thing. And so I'm gonna match the other dolls to the eyes too. Like instead of matching the eyes to the dolls, it's matching the dolls to the eyes. Mm-hmm. So these are really cool. And he's still working on his breast cancer awareness eyes. They're dragon shape. So like they're kind of like oval, whatever, and they're pink, and they're called Hope dragon eyes, and they're really awesome. So they're $5 a pair, but that includes shipping to
That's not
pretty
bad.
much
$5,
everywhere. Like
yeah.
He said the States and Canada is shipping included, and it's like a minimal fee for international.
Nice.
And half of that's going to breast cancer awareness, which is awesome. So I I think I bought like 4 pairs.
Yeah, I can see, yeah. They're pretty cool looking.
Yeah, and like these ones are 13, I believe, millimeters, and the dragon ones are 15 millimeters, so they're a little bit bigger than these ones. But they're really cute. Really cute eyes. So I did end up putting the ball band in here for this one. I know I didn't show it last time, but so this is from the Wacky Windmill. The colorway is called Peacock Feathers, and it's twisted superwash worsted, and it's 100% superwash merino wool, approximately 200 yards. And it's such a nice colorway. It's blues and greens and purples. And
it doesn't even look variegated with pooling. It's more of like a tonal type, subtle
because
variation.
I don't see any pooling anywhere on this thing. So I was really happy with this colorway. This is very much a boy colorway, right?
Yeah,
and because this is for my nephew, it's... So hopefully if my sister is watching, she better put him away.
Yes, it's that time of year, making Christmas presents.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I've also started on one of the feet, too. Or the hands. I guess you do 4 of the exact same thing, and then you put 2 on the arms and then 2 on the legs. So it's really, really easy. So that is my Voodoo You Love Me doll. I will probably make... I think she has... that's a Susan Claudino design. And she has like this little monster thing with like little ears, and it's got toes and...
Oh yeah,
like,
I think I've seen that.
And I think I'm going to make that one for my other nephew. And so that'll be fun.
It's a good idea.
And what else am I working on? Oh yeah. My Chosen Path shawl from Chrissy Prange. She's left side knits, I believe is what she calls her shop. And so this yarn is from Yarn Inc. And so her website is yarninc.com. She's got a new website, and she's moving her shop onto that website instead of having an Etsy shop, which I think is pretty cool. So
it's such a nice brown too. It's like a chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate brown.
And the blue in it is...
And there's grays too. Right?
Yeah.
So it looks really neat. So I'm doing the solid, I'm doing the stockinette pieces in the variegated, and then the lace pieces in the solid skein, so that you can see the lace, but still enjoy the variegated. And that's why I like this shawl. There's 2 versions to this shawl. So you can do this, where you alternate the patterns, or you can do the version where it's all stockinette, like to, I think, about here, and then it's lace on the bottom. And so you don't alternate. But I really like the look of this alternating one.
Yes.
So I was kind of excited. So I haven't posted an update picture of it, so I thought I would bring it on the podcast to show my progress, because she actually, on Instagram, she like showcased my picture.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and then showed off like... Because she's been asking for, like, if you've knit anything out of her yarn, to post it on Instagram and link her so that she sees it, and then she can share it with everybody else. So that's pretty cool. So she favorited that and linked that up for me. And so, and I'm also working on, of course I'm working on a new design. I did say on my last podcast that I was going to do hats. And then I cast on another sock. So you can see the back of the sock, of course. And so this is Dancing Dog Dye Works in her Boo colorway. And I am working on, I guess, a Halloween-inspired theme, would you say?
Yeah.
Since you can see it. And so this will be done. This probably won't be done before Halloween, I'm thinking. Well, maybe it might.
Is that the first sock?
Yeah, this is the first one. But I'm just about at the heel, so I'll probably, maybe I'll just go gang-ho on this for the next week, and then they'll be done. So the pattern might release before Halloween. But if it doesn't, then people can knit them for next Halloween.
I love Halloween, actually. I know there's a few people that don't like Halloween. I love Halloween. It's my favorite. I like the ghost type stuff. I like autumn. I like pumpkins. I like all
I love the
candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you could definitely
I mean, you could do
wear
this
that
pattern,
all the time.
and you could do this pattern in any color too, and it
For
wouldn't
sure.
even, like, even though the name of it will probably be Halloween inspired, you could still probably knit this with any colorway.
Yeah.
And it's a good colorway for stripes too, because it carries up a different way, and so that's pretty neat.
Well,
So I'm
I'll
excited
look
to
forward
show
to that one when it comes out.
Yeah. I was actually like, because I was sketching that design, and I was like, okay, I really want something, and then my stitch count was a little bit off when I was designing it on paper, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is not gonna work. And then I like started knitting it, and I got this new program on my computer called Entwine Studio, and you can like write your pattern on a chart, and then it'll write it out for you.
Okay, I've heard of that one.
And so I got that now, and so when I put my drawing in there, it like figured it all out for me, and I was like, that's awesome.
I've heard good things about that program.
It's awesome. And then like, so this pattern will actually include a chart because I've charted it already. So I'll have the chart and written instructions in this pattern, which is awesome.
Which
so I'm growing.
People like that.
Yeah, exactly. People like charts and written. So actually, I think I have one more in progress. Of course, this will be my like forever in progress.
Sometimes those projects are good though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because it's using up all of these mini skeins. But I did 2 squares. Yay! So now I have like, I think I have like 18.
And when did you start?
Probably a month ago. But like, there's been a couple weeks where I haven't done any of them because I had this sore right here, and that's right where I hold.
Is it a knitting related injury?
No. It was just like a hangnail.
Oh, okay.
But every time I put pressure on it, it hurt, and that's of course right where I hold everything to work.
Of course.
So like, because when I'm crocheting, I hold it like this, right? And so I don't know why I don't use this finger, and I find it really awkward to use that finger. So I always do my middle finger, which is bad, but whatever. Yeah. And so every time I put pressure on it to crochet, I was like, oh my god, I can't do this. So I took a couple weeks off. Now I'm back on working those.
You just reminded me of another project that I'm working on.
Oh, cool.
It is a shawl, crocheted shawl. It's V stitches, so it's really easy. It's called Restless. It's an asymmetric shawl, and then once you do this first part, it looks like there's teeth, kind of like your hitchhiker. Yeah. I started this last night about 9 o'clock or so it goes really fast. Yes. I'm using merino hand spun again. I'm surprised at how dark it came out, because when I bought the fiber for this, it was really light, and it had pink and yellow and blue and kind of
holds together.
Yeah, I was gonna 2-ply this yarn, but the ball is way too big.
It's huge.
Because
so is that 8 ounces?
It's not quite 8. But it's more than 4. But sometimes
that's a lot.
Yeah. Sometimes when I 2-ply, I like to put it on one bobbin, and then I'll put it in a center pull ball, and then I'll ply it on itself so that I use up all the yarn.
Yeah, that's how I did that.
This was a mistake. I should have spun it on 2 bobbins and then plied it together. But whatever. It's turning out kind of neat in this shawl.
Yeah, I really like that.
It's super easy.
Texture. I like crocheted shawls. I've done one.
Me too.
I did one a while back, and I don't even remember what the name of the pattern was. It was like a test crochet for somebody, and I loved the look of it. Like, even though, like, it went really fast for a while, and then it kind of slowed down, but it was just one of those, it was just nice to do something different than knitting, right? But it still turned out really, really nice.
And it's nice, too, because it goes fast, so it's kind of helping me with my shawl problem. This one I'm making, I don't know, I don't have anyone in mind for it, but I just needed to cast on another project and not do the work that I should be doing.
Yes, that happens a lot. I
Yeah.
know. I have a ton of stuff I need to do. I'm working on Doctor Who bags, and 2 of them are already sold.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I have 3 of them, and I'm like halfway done all 3 of them. And this morning I was going to finish them.
Yeah.
And then I sat down and started knitting. And I'm like,
Yes.
I should probably be sewing. Oops. So, before I forget, because I did forget at the beginning of the podcast, I want to wish Brianne from the Knitworthy podcast a happy birthday. By the time this video is live, will be Tuesday. Her birthday is on Wednesday, so happy early birthday, Brianne.
Happy birthday.
I watched their podcast yesterday. They loaded it, and they were talking about her son has had to deal with cancer over the last 2.5 years, and he just had his last chemo.
Wow.
And so they had a party for him and everything, and I was watching and I was bawling. I was like, ah! And of course, like, you know, like you try not to be like on camera for Brianne. She's trying not to be emotional, but like it is a happy, exciting time to have your last chemo and stuff. So I'm so happy for Owen, and you know, he's such a trooper. Like, so much has happened in the last 2.5 years that like they've talked about on their podcast and stuff, and you know, so it was neat because like because I've watched from the beginning of their podcast, which isn't very long. I think it's like 17 episodes or something, but it's you feel part of their family.
You do.
Like, they're a mother-daughter team. When they podcast, sometimes Brianne podcasts on her own too, but it's fun to watch because of their banter back and forth.
You feel like you're friends with them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I feel like I could just go to their home and they'd be like, hey! Yeah. So it's kind of fun. So, and also a reminder that I have my sock giveaway. So during this month until the end of the month, if you make a pair of socks and you finish it off, even if you started the socks like months and months and months ago, if you finish them this month, enter them in the giveaway. The skein of yarn that I'm giving away is a Wandering Wool in the Canopy colorway. You can see the colorway on the thread and talk about it and stuff. A couple people have already finished pairs of socks.
Good for them.
And they're pretty awesome. So I thought that was pretty cool. So at least 2 people. So at least both that skein will go to somebody.
That's right.
I was like, well, because, you know, when you start a giveaway, because especially when you start one where people have to actually do something for it, the first half of the month is like, come on, somebody, enter a sock. Yeah. But now people are starting to enter them, so that's pretty cool.
Excellent.
So I was like,
good job.
I was excited. And then I also have my mini skein giveaway. So in my podcast, if you post a picture or talk about a project that you're using mini skeins for or want to use mini skeins for, then I will enter you in a draw to win 1 of 5 of these skeins. So there, again, it's from Never Enough Time and her apple picking colorway. These are the socks. These are the yarn that I did the socks, the uncabled step socks out of, and it's really nice yarn.
It is.
When I was knitting with it, it's so soft to knit with.
Well, and the colors are just so nice. Like,
yeah. Well, I originally got it because Amy Beth was talking about apples. Like, every time this year, she has like apple butter and apple sauce, and apple this and apple that. And so when I was like searching online and I was on their website and I saw this apple picking thing, I'm like, I need that. So yeah, we have that. I guess we can move on to what we've gotten in the last week. So acquisitions. So do you want to go first this time?
Sure.
Okay.
I have a lot of stuff on its way. Don't tell Jeremy. Yeah. But it's still in the mail, of course. But I did receive a couple things this week. I have these awesome poonies that I bought from Naturally Knitty on Etsy. This is the Squirrel on Fire colorway. They have Falkland Merino, Polworth, and Shetland. I bought 2 bags. I have about 5.5 ounces.
Sorry about the tickly.
Sorry, yeah. Pull one out so you can kind of see the colors. There is orange, red, yellow, brown, black. Yeah.
Nice.
Super nice. My plan with these, because I have a lot of support spindles on the way, is to spin a shawl on a support spindle with these poonies.
Nice.
I keep seeing on Ravelry all these people with shawl projects that they've spun on all their support spindles, and it just makes me yearn for doing that as well.
I'm still working on that 3-ply socks on my support spindle.
Me too.
It is not like seriously snail crawl.
Yeah, I know. And I know it will be, but I just kind of want one of those projects that you can just pick up whenever, work on it, put it down whenever.
Yeah.
And just to be so proud of it at the end to say, this, oh yeah, I spun it.
Yeah.
Not just on a wheel, but
Yeah,
I spun this on a spindle. Yeah.
Actually, Heather from Bunnyfish Crafts podcast, she spindle spins everything. And she's done some for Josh of Sort of a Knitter podcast. And I'm just like, I'm so amazed because, like, I'm so much a wheel spinner because I want it done now, right? Like,
yes.
I find it, like, even though I have lots of spindles, I find it hard to pick up my spindle because in 20 minutes I can have, like, 5 times more done on my wheel. Right?
It's very true. I do prefer wheel spinning as well because I like the finished project.
Yeah.
But with spindling, I like how I can take it wherever, or it does force me to slow down and watch each step of the way. And sometimes it's kind of nice after a long day of work and you can come down and just kind of relax.
Yeah.
And I find wheel spinning too makes me really quite tired, so
yeah.
Sometimes I can, spin while I'm waiting for supper to cook or whatever.
Yeah, exactly, because you can just pick it up and carry it wherever. I know I have my one Turkish spindle that I'm still spinning, that Wool Gatherings from last year, I think, even the year before that.
Yeah.
I'm still spinning. And the other night we were in a VKN and a couple of people were spinning, and I'm like, I kind of feel like spinning too. So I spent like 10 minutes on it, but it was 10 minutes, so that's 10 minutes more than I had. So.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
So
what else you got there?
The other thing that I got is this awesome spindle from the Clay Sheep. I've been watching on her Facebook group. She posted spindles that she was making, and I thought I need to have one of those. This one is pretty cool. It has sheep on it and flowers, and there's a sky.
Clouds. I love the clouds.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So this is her medium-sized spindle. It is very good. I am very happy with it. I spun a roll egg on it yesterday, so I will be doing a spindle review on this spindle today or tomorrow, maybe.
Nice. On your website?
Yes.
Cool.
And so the other thing I like on the back here, it shows she's numbered her spindles. So this one's number 30.
Nice.
And I was very excited to get this in the mail because I've been waiting for her to post her spindles. So if you check them out, definitely worth buying.
And that's a Clay Sheep on Etsy.
Clay Sheep on Etsy,
I bought lots of stitch markers from her. Like, she made these cute little giraffe stitch markers, and of course everyone knows how much I love giraffes. And I love them.
It's amazing. The detail that she puts into them is pretty cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, is that all you have for her?
Yeah.
That's cool, though. But you're waiting for so much more, right? Well, I had a really low mail week this week, too, which is surprising for me, because usually, like, Chris is like, you have this today, you have this today, you have this today. Because, of course, I get everything sent to the restaurant, because it's just so much easier for me, and then I'm not worried about somebody stealing any of my stuff.
Yeah, I've had lots of stuff go missing.
Yeah, so I got this beautiful skein of 716 knits, Jenna, and it is her 716 glitz
Super
colorway.
cool.
Yeah, it's all that sparkle. I don't know if you can see the sparkle, but it's awesome. And it is called The Girl Makes Go Dot Looks Punctual. That's a pretty cool name. I don't know, but It's 63% superwash merino, 20% silk, 15% nylon, and 2% polyfill, which is the sparkle. And it's 420 yards, so probably some very fashionable socks will come out of this.
Yeah. Well, you could match it with a lot of different outfits.
Yeah, that's for sure. No kidding, hey? Although I don't think I have anything hot pink in my
Well, maybe
wardrobe.
you should get
this
something.
This is as pink as it gets.
You'll have to get something to match your socks.
I guess so, hey? Although I think I have like that color,
Oh, that's nice,
the
yeah.
teal color in there. But it's pretty cool. And she sends a little stitch marker, which you can kind of see on her card, which is cool.
Yeah.
So if you're making socks in the round with like one of those really tiny needles, you can put that one on there.
How do you feel about those needles?
You know, Sarah bought some, right?
She
so
forced me
course,
to.
So of course we both had to, right?
Yeah.
And I honestly am not crazy about them. And I think it's because of how, like, compared to her hands, my hands are so large. And so I'm not really that comfortable with them.
They are awkward because the needles themselves are so short.
Yeah, they're like this big.
I did knit a pair of socks on them, and I do like how there's no laddering or anything, but I still needed the double points to do the heel and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I found I didn't quite knit as fast as I probably would have on double pointed or magic loop or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But they're kind of neat.
They are kind of neat. And they are like, because you feel like you're going a lot faster because you're not having to move your needle every time and all of that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I like, my hands kind of like went,
yeah, I know.
As I was trying to knit with them. And I'm like, I think these socks are going back onto magic loop.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's going to happen. But that's all I have for acquisitions. I have more yarn coming, more sock yarn coming.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like tossed around this idea of doing some more dyeing. You know, I did dyeing a couple of years ago. And I'm humming and hawing about it. And I'm
did you get the Knit Picks info thing about you can now buy their bulk or their yarn in bulk for dyers?
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I do like their bases for dyeing. Because I did do, like I bought some of Sharon's bases for dyeing. But I find the twist is just not high enough. Like I do have some, but I wasn't quite, like after getting some of the high twist from other people, I was like, I'm not sure I like this one, but the Knit Picks ones, especially the one that's like very round, kind of similar to this one.
Right.
I find is really nice.
Yeah,
so
I quite like it too.
Maybe I'll have to look into that. I was going to look into getting some high twist and then maybe getting some round like that, but I'm still kind of tossing around the idea because I do still have lots of bags and stuff.
And I like the stuff that you dyed previous. You did really well, and it's kind of neat to see other people's creativity come through in dyeing and what colors that you wouldn't even think go together, and you think that looks pretty good.
I'm loving stuff like this where it has like all the dots and things, and it's like you
like sprinkle dyed or something.
Yeah, it's like you took a paintbrush and went.
Yeah.
You know.
And then it's one of a kind that way too.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought, if I could do a couple of repeatable colorways and then like some one-offs and things, but maybe that'll come in the new year or something when I figure out what else is going on.
Yeah.
Because I have tons of bags I need to finish, plus we're getting into the Christmas season too, so I'll have to do some Christmassy type bags.
Yeah, I've been watching your shop too.
It's good because I have, like I said, I have those Doctor Who bags to finish, and then I have like a stack of just odds and end bags. So, like I have some kind of Oriental inspired bags, and I have, Michelle will probably cringe, but I have another bee bag coming.
Good. Yeah, I love that bee bag.
Yeah, well, because I finally was able to locate some more of that fabric. So, because like the first amount of fabric that I got, I believe I got it in just like a little like fat pack bundle, and so I only had, a fat quarter of it.
Right.
And
yeah.
so what I got was what I got out of it. So I was like, I really need to get those bags done, because I think I cut 20 bags and I think I'm down to like 16 or 17 that I need to finish sewing.
Awesome.
And they are going, like I am getting more and more done, but I had to wait for a zipper order, which is now in, so I have no excuse not to finish these bags.
There's knitting and
Other
stuff
than
to
time,
get done.
Other than time, yeah. Well, and right now we're short-staffed at the restaurant, so I'll be working a couple of days a week. So, yeah, yeah. Well,
work sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Monday, like this week, Monday, I need to work. I think I just really need to do deliveries, but I'm gonna go in and actually do paperwork because I have a ton of paperwork I need to do too, and because of course that gets pushed to the side with knitting and stuff too. But I'm gonna do paperwork, and then I'll do deliveries and stuff for them, and then I think I do that again on Thursday. So, like, it's not too much, and then like my normal podcasting days is Tuesday, so now I have Tuesday free because all I have to do is upload this thing. So that's pretty cool. So let's talk a little bit about your website and things.
Okay. You can find my website at knitnatural.com. I have a shop on there too, but it really correlates exactly with Etsy. There's not much difference on there.
And your Knit Natural Fiber Arts on Etsy?
Knit Natural Fiber Arts on Etsy. I sell mostly handspun yarn. I do have a few made items, but I'm not really focusing on that. I'm more focusing on yarn. Sales that I've been at, I've noticed the yarn is much easier for me and other people because I don't have people asking, can you make this in a different color or whatever, when I already put a lot of work into the item made. So, and I prefer spinning. I love spinning the most out of everything I do, so I might as well do what I love.
Exactly.
And then I can make stuff out of the hand spun. I can see what other people make out of the hand spun. You've shown
quite a few projects with like other people doing your hand spun, and I think that's
really
neat.
It's really cool because they usually will make something different than what I had in mind when I was spinning the yarn. And I think, oh, that's awesome. I wouldn't, and then I cue a bunch more patterns. So.
That always happens.
Yes, but I like to promote spinning and the use of natural fibers. So I do a spindle review, trying to do it every week. Sometimes life gets in the way. Lindsay did one, so if you check out my website, you can see she did one on Turkish spindles because
that was fun.
Yeah, see, I don't know how I feel about Turkish spindles, and I know Lindsay does such a good job on them, so when I asked if she could do a spindle review,
that's my go-to drop spindle, I think, is my Turkish. Yeah.
Well, and because of her enabling me, I bought the tiniest little Turkish spindle that I think is absolutely ridiculous. But I loved it, and I had to have it.
Yep.
So, so I really need to practice with my winding and everything, but I really enjoyed watching Lindsay when I went to a couple of her husband's soccer games, and we would go and spin, and yeah, it's just so cool. But if you are interested in learning how to spin, I have spin kits on my website as well. If there's a wool that you're looking for, I can source it for you. Most of the time I have fairly easy to spin fibers. This one's Corriedale. I also have Merino and Romney.
Spindle on the back.
Spindle as well. I am working on instructions. They're $25 each. I'm working on instructions on learning to spin, but I know there's lots of resources online.
And YouTube is a good resource, especially to learn how to spin, because I find when you're learning how to spin visually, because you can see, like, instead of just pictures, you can see what they're doing. Like when they say about park and draft, you can actually see what they're doing rather than seeing
reading a
that it's
definition,
spinning, and then you're putting it between your legs to
draft
and things. So.
Definitely. So YouTube is a good resource, or even if you talk to someone they might be able to show you. So Yeah.
Well, and you have classes too, right?
Yes,
So,
I teach classes at Cinderella's Sewing and Quilting. She has Madeline Tosh yarn now.
yes.
And I have a couple classes now coming up again for the next few months. They're mostly learn to classes, learn to knit, learn to crochet. I have a sock workshop. There's a granny square workshop in there.
Cool.
Um, and I always meet some really cool people there, and it's kind of nice because I continue to hang out with them afterwards.
Yeah.
I quite enjoy it, more than I thought I ever would. And yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's amazing how much spinning and knitting has brought to my life. I've met some really awesome people through it. It's relaxing. You're being productive at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I can make whatever I want. I can see someone on the street and say, "Hey, you know what? That's a really nice cowl. I think I'll make that."
Exactly. I saw one the other day. This woman, I think it was gray, and it looked like it was done on large needles. Not necessarily arm knitting, but because I know arm knitting, like, it gives you nice big stitches, but sometimes it looks a little bit messy.
Mm-hmm.
But it was done on fairly large needles. But I think it was knit kind of the same way that you're doing your cowl, where it's knit down and then you join it.
Okay.
And I thought, you know, she probably bought that in a store.
Yep.
And probably paid like $60 or $70 for it, and I could make it.
Yeah. I was in Great Falls with my mom and sister last weekend, and I saw a hat. It was a North Face hat in a store. And it was on the mannequin, and I was checking it out and thinking, I can make this. And the store clerk came up to me and had to show me where I could buy it, and told me all the different colors it came in, and I thought, yeah, I can make that.
Just take some pictures of this.
That's exactly right. Remember this, Susie.
Yeah, exactly. I know Chris always says that, you know, I can just go to a craft sale and come home and just make everything.
Yeah, you get so inspired.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Well, and, like, I really enjoy your Facebook page, like your Knit Natural Facebook page, because you do those daily inspirations.
Yes.
And, like, out of those, like, you know when you posted your boot cuff ones, like, last week or whatever?
Yeah.
I was seriously contemplating a pattern that same day. I was like, we have the same wavelength, I
That's
think.
good. And I think that's why we get along so well, because we like a lot of the same projects.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think, like, in Ravelry, you know how we have when you click on the people and on the bottom it has neighbors?
Yes.
And you're in my neighbors. Which is pretty cool.
Well, and it's mostly because, too, I'll see Lindsay knitting something and I'll say, oh, that looks so awesome, now I have to make it.
And vice versa. And Donna, too. Like,
yes.
Donna Butterick, she's, like, some of
she's
her
a knitting
shawls
queen.
that she brings to, like, when Kim comes with all her stuff. Oh, man. Yeah. We get these fantastic trunk shows from the Wacky Windmill, and she usually brings along a helper, and sometimes it's Donna, one of her minions, and Donna just brings some awesome stuff, and usually our queue from Ravelry grows like this big when she comes, because she brings some pretty awesome stuff.
Yes, and I'll say, what pattern is that? Oh, well, it's this, and then she'll have another shawl on the go, and yeah, it's just amazing.
Well, and, like, when you see her shawls, because I know, like, even that, I think it's something cathedral, like...
Crooked Cathedral.
Crooked Cathedral?
Yeah.
Okay, when I first looked at that pattern online, like, nothing against whoever designed it or whatever, but I wasn't interested when I saw the first picture.
Me too.
And then when I saw Donna's, I'm like, I am so
I know.
that.
Yes.
You know, it
definitely.
is really all about the picture. You have to, like, because I know we've seen, and we've talked about this before, where we've seen things, because there's that one, I think it's called the Crow Cowl, and all you see is her hair.
Oh, yes.
And but the cowl is beautiful, but you can't see it because her hair is covering, and I'm like, put your hair up.
Yes.
You know, if you're photographing something, I really believe in photographing that and not everything else around it, you know?
Yes. Or I remember we were looking at a book once, and it was all basically the tattoo. I think it was fingerless mitts, but all you could really focus on was the tattoo.
Tattoos, yeah.
When you think, the mitts were up here and her tattoo is down here. Yeah.
Yeah, it is really all about photographing, and especially like when you're wanting to sell. Like I know, like for my sock designs, I try and do a nice picture with my feet, but you know it's really hard to photograph your own feet.
It is. Yeah.
So sometimes the sock blockers are really nice. I know, like my uncabled step socks are done just on the sock blockers, which took me a week to find. Seriously.
Yeah.
I could not find my sock blockers. And you know where they were? With all of my weaving stuff. Why they were in there, I have no clue. Because I don't weave socks. It was just so funny. I was like, why are these here? But I think I might have had them out in the living room, and then when I was done with them, instead of like taking them and putting them back, I just set them with my loom.
Right.
I'm so dumb. I don't know. I don't know. But that was pretty awesome.
What are your plans? Any projects that you're thinking of casting on soon?
Oh god, I want to cast on all the things.
Yeah. What specific
I have
items are you, like, socks or hats?
Hats. Because we're getting into fall, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's been really nice, like, and I think that's why I casted on another pair of socks, because I wasn't feeling the cold yet.
Yes.
And so I really want to cast on a hat. I think I could use the pattern that I'm doing now in a hat.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
So I'll have to figure that out. I really like using my pattern, like it's my house socks, and then I made the dishcloth to go with them. Not really a pair that you would put together, but
they're good gift items.
Yeah, but the cloth, like, just even it's the same pattern, and it looks different because it's flat instead of in the round.
Right.
Because you know when I put those socks on, you can see the houses, but it just kind of looks lacy. Whereas the cloth, because the cloth just lays flat, that's all you see is houses. You don't really see lace, per se.
Neat.
You see houses. So it's really cute. It's really cool. So, yeah, but I think I'm going to do some hat designing. And I'll have to go through my stash because I'm not sure how much, like, worsted weight and stuff, so I might have to do some.
You might have to buy some.
I might have to do some shopping.
As I always say to Jeremy, believe it or not, I don't have the yarn for this bag.
That happens a lot.
I'm in like a cowl phase at the moment. I don't know why.
Cowls are
they're
awesome.
so versatile. Yeah. And they look good on anyone. You don't have to fit anybody. You can use any yarn. My foolproof is still at the same spot it was last Christmas.
When we started?
Yeah. I looked at it yesterday actually when I was putting all my work in progresses away. Yeah. I really need to bring it. Those work in progresses are really bearing down on me. And it's all stuff for me. I just want to get it done so I can, you think, even mitts. I never have any mitts in the winter. Do you think I could make some? Yeah. Do I? No.
I have to make a matching cowl for my mitts and my hat, my orange set.
Yes.
I need to do a cowl because I was wearing my jacket. There was one day that was really cold.
Yes.
And we took Sophie out for a walk. And she has a new winter jacket now. It's
cute.
It's pink, and then it has, like, the Nordic print around the top. So it's really cute. But I need to get her, like, I need to make her some leggings and then get her some boots. Because she's going to freeze. Because the other two dogs that I go with, Janice, my friend, across the way, her dogs are a little bit larger. And so, like, they do need sweaters and stuff, and I think she even has boots and stuff for them, too. But, they're not, like, chicken legs.
Right.
Like Sophie. Sophie's legs are, like, the size of my pinky.
Yes.
And so I need to get her something warm. I'm also thinking of going to Value Village and buying a sweater, and then cutting a pattern out for her, like, full body. So
That
We'll
would be
see.
so cute. I have to
Yeah.
see pictures.
Yeah,
Well,
so I'm thinking
that's a
that.
good idea. I'm worried about the weather too because we have 3 feral cats that are
Yeah.
outside. We have shelters for them and we feed them every day. I've been coaxing them inside.
That's awesome.
Two of them have come in, snooped around, but the mother will just stand at the door and kind of glare at us.
Aw.
But they disappeared for a couple days because we've been having some work done in our neighborhood here. There's some new houses being built, and they were sheltering under a front porch, and we had to get that filled in because we didn't want any water in there.
Yeah.
So they were kind of mad at us for a couple days, and we hadn't seen them for a while.
Oh.
They're back.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I am so glad. So their names are Watson Sherlock, and the mother is Mrs. Hudson, but we've just been calling her Mama.
Mama, yeah.
But, so yeah, we're going to try to trap them, but I kind of just want to keep them, but Jeremy says no. So I've been worried about the cold. That I'm glad it's nice now, where they can sit in the sun and everything.
For sure.
But
yeah, I didn't see them when I was coming up, but I did see their little house. I think
yeah, cool. We have some kids that come by sometimes and feed them, and
that's cool.
They're interested in in the ginger cats anyway.
Yeah, ginger cats are. That's like one of the cats on my list that I would love to own in my lifetime.
Oh, and they're so cute.
Yeah.
There's a big one. Watson or Sherlock is the big one. You can tell he's a boy, and Watson is he's like just a little tiny kitten. He must be the runt in the litter, and he is just so tiny. Aww. And the mother is a calico, and I just want to pet them so bad. I have touched them a couple times because they want milk so bad. Mm. They'll let me touch them for a few seconds, but you can tell they're not comfortable with it at all. Like, yeah. Don't touch me.
Don't touch me. Give me milk, but don't touch me.
Yeah. But we're working. We've had them for 3 months now or so we're kind of slowly awesome. Gaining their trust, and yeah.
That's cool that they come in and wander around. That's awesome.
Yeah, we have 4 cats, so we have to put them away so they're not sneaking out the door, but yeah, they come in and sit on the couch and warm up and that's cool. Snoop around, and they picked up one of the cat toys that I made for our cats and was playing with it, and Sherlock just picked it up and took it outside with him.
It's like, this is mine now.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's so cool. Well, it's nice that our city has a program for that.
Yeah, definitely. We've contacted Regina Cat Rescue, and 2 of our cats we adopted from them. They're a really great organization, and they provided us the shelter. They'll help with food and vet care. They are going to spay the mum, and we raised enough money with the help of people at the Etsy Made in Canada Day sale to neuter Watson and Sherlock. So awesome. Yeah, and then we could get them adopted out as soon as they become accustomed to people, because they are feral, so they won't make very good pets right now. There's a difference between stray cats and feral cats, and they're definitely feral. They are not socialized to humans at all.
Yeah, well, when they're born in the wild, like I'd imagine probably like born in the grass out here before all the buildings were built, and
they're very good hunters.
Very good.
Very good hunters. Yeah. So a lot of our neighbors don't mind them because they are catching mice and
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not in anyone's way at all. So yeah, I want to keep them.
Yes, that would be awesome. I know Chris and I have been talking about possibly adding a 3rd pet, but we have to get permission from our landlords because they have a 2-pet policy. But there are people in our complex that have three pets, so I'm sure they do it, but you have to make sure that you ask. But the issue right now is that, like, with Sophie and Kirby, we're grandfathered in with the program that they have now, but the new program is you pay, I think it's $25 a month rather than just a set fee for your animal, and I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I think, because my thinking is that because Chris and I can't have kids, we have our pets. And if we want to add another member to our family, that's how we would add. And so now we're sort of being penalized.
Yes.
Because I'm sorry, but I don't see any family with children being charged $25 a child to live there.
And I'm the same way with you. I mean, Jeremy and I were trying to find our apartment with one cat, we had difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, you're getting punished because people who aren't responsible pet owners are causing all the problems.
Exactly.
Where our cats wouldn't do as much damage as even two adults that lived in some of these places. So, yeah, it's really too bad. Especially because our animals are our kids, too. So, yeah, I know how you feel.
Well, and, like, in the area that we live in, because we live right by the university, we have lots of university students, right? Well, the people that live diagonal down from us, they have a dog and a cat, and they were gone for probably 3 weeks, and I think somebody came to check up on the cat once.
Oh.
Like, the cat, they left the window open, so the cat, every time we walked by, would meow and stuff, like, I need attention kind of thing. And we didn't know if anybody was feeding it or whatever, so we set down some food and stuff for it, and I was like, what do you do, right? Because these people, like, they don't understand. I guess, like, they like the
companionship, but they don't realize there's a responsibility.
Yeah, and then they have the dog, which I think they probably, like, they either took with them wherever they went, or they gave him to somebody to take care of while they were gone, because the dog wasn't there. And then when they got back to start school, just actually last weekend, they must have went out to a party. Their other friends brought a dog over, and it was a little bit bigger dog, a little bit more aggressive dog. And they left the window wide open and everything, and that other dog pushed the screen out.
Oh, no.
And so it was wandering around. The little black cat got out and was wandering around. And it's a good thing that they have neighbors that care.
Yeah.
Because we, like, shoved him back into the window and closed the window and stuff so that they wouldn't go missing or get run over or something. And, like, these dogs are still puppies, so they don't understand, like, the roads and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, awesome. It's a good thing you have neighbors that care. Because they would have all gone missing.
Yeah.
So, and I'm just like, you know, like, have a little bit more responsibility when it comes to your... I really felt like going over there and yelling at them.
I know what you mean.
Just like, I'm in a bad mood today, don't piss me off. and that day was like that day. I was like, I just want to go over there and yell at them and say, take better care of your pets. Yes. Because, you know, they have feelings too.
Exactly.
No. But, well, I think we've covered everything. That's pretty good. This is my longest podcast. So thank you, Susie.
Yeah, thank you.
So check out Susie's shop. Check out Susie's website and her Facebook page, especially if you like inspiration every day. And yeah, maybe we'll have to do this again sometime.
Yeah, for sure. I'll have more mail.
Yeah, I'll come when you get all your spindles.
Right.
So thanks everybody for watching, and thanks for new viewers, and thanks to old viewers. I checked, I didn't check my viewership before we started podcasting today, but I believe my Etsy group is up, or not my Etsy group, my Ravelry group is up to like 60 some people. Nice. I think, and then I know that my subscribers is just about double that. Like, I think it's not, well, I think it's either just above 100 or just below 100. It's hovering at the moment, so that's pretty cool. So I think it's really fun that people actually watch me. So have a good week, and hopefully everybody gets all their projects done, and let's see some more socks. and more projects too, because obviously we have the October whips in progress and faux thread, so post some stuff and let's see what everybody's working on. All right, have a great day.
See ya.
Bye bye.